Ian Joseph. Ian's Managing Director of Russams, and he's actually going to run through a survey that we did recently and let you into the results.
Thank you, Kerr, and welcome I wouldn't normally use one of these things, but I've got so many notes, please bear with me. Welcome to the Gridiron. I have heard rumours that there's going to be thunderstorms later, so I'm just hoping that you get to enjoy the 600 square feet of balcony space after this before the thunder strikes. We've conducted a survey over the last few months. Thank you to those of you in this room that have contributed to that survey. And we've had some fascinating statistics come out of this. And what I plan to do for the next 10 minutes is just run through a couple of key highlights. And what I want to do is focus on stress and its links to technology. And I think that chimes in very well with the things Kerr has alluded to and the things we're going to hear a little bit later. So firstly, 80% of the senior executives we spoke to said that they were more stressed now than they were 5 years ago. We could do a little straw poll of hands to see who sort of agrees with that. Okay, just, oh no, okay, people are getting more confident now and putting their hands up. What are the reasons for that and what are the implications? Well, we know that these are some of the worst economic conditions we've faced for 100 years. Lack of job security. We had one respondent say, I am in an uncertain job and I am uncertain it will be there tomorrow, which I think summed it up quite well. Cost of living. We're working harder. A recent survey by the ESRC and the UK Commission for Employment said that 40% of people are now working very high speeds for 75% or more of the time. The same survey said that this work rate was exacerbated by the technological change, particularly in relation to mobile technology. And this is where I think the survey gets really interesting, because our statistics and our survey results concurred with this 100%. So what did people say? 75% of the people that responded to us said the advent of mobile technology was creating a more stressful environment. And that's quite interesting. It's the unintended consequences of something that's supposed to liberate us and free us and help us to be more flexible actually has a dark and sinister side to it. We have this 24/7 culture. We're always on. We've heard that expression said before. And one of the respondents said, managers are provided with smartphones at my company and they're expected to check them regularly outside office hours. Somebody else said, it's implied rather than an explicit expectation. But the implication being, if you're not checking them, you should be. One respondent said, email makes things relentless. Relentless. And I don't know about you, but that statistic or that quote really resonates with me. I disappear for half an hour from my desk, I come back, there's another 20 emails. Half of them are CCs and BCCs, but I've got to trawl through them just in case they're important. And quite frankly, it's distracting, it's annoying, but it's just not helpful. Do you take your phone to bed? So I'm not getting too personal, but I was talking to one of my colleagues earlier, and he says he knows in the middle of the night when he's got a new connection on LinkedIn, because it bleeps. Do you take your telephone, your smartphone to the loo? Now, I'm not going to, you know, yes, thank you for being honest, whoever said that.
Yeah, you can drop it down.
It'd be a good thing. I'm not going to, well, I was saying, you know, in fact, this battle with my children. And some of them, 2 of them got smartphones, the others too young. And sometimes they're in the loo for 10 minutes, and Sean, surely you've finished in there by now, but he's on his phone, so it's an issue. What about in the shower? Okay, sublime to the ridiculous. But in preparing for this, I did do a little bit of Googling on my smart device, because it does have its uses. And there was a survey done in the US. 1 in 10 people in the US apparently take their telephone into the shower.
That's American stuff.
I won't go into some of the other statistics from that survey, but it's also used during some more other intimate activities. 12% of those people said that the use of their smartphone was affecting their relationship. It's no wonder why when you read the statistics. So, has mobile technology become a ball and chain rather than something to liberate us? Another respondent said, I've become a slave to the email with an inability to switch off from work. So, what's the result of all this technology? The health and safety executive says stress is the biggest reason for long-term sickness. The more stressed you get, the more mistakes you're likely to make. PwC, in a recent report, The Future of Work 2022, suggested that accessing so much data from a range of devices slows down one's ability to make decisions. So again, far from liberating, it can actually be inhibiting our ability to make sound decisions. And the cost to the economy, 11.3 million working days for stress, and that's equivalent to 6.5 billion pounds. So we have a real problem that's affecting our wealth, productivity, and well-being. And what is being done about this catastrophic state of affairs? Well, our survey suggests not a lot. 65% of people responded and said their employers didn't encourage them to have breaks from their desks. We're many years on from Gordon Gekko saying lunch is for wimps, but does this culture still permeate parts of our society? Is it sector specific? It's just a question. 80% of people said that organisations had no mechanism in place for identifying stress, which is interesting given that 60% of respondents believe that organisations have a responsibility for the health and well-being of their staff. 70% said that a company that offers health benefits would be more attractive, and yet 25% of organisations offer no health benefits at all. So there's a real opportunity here for leading businesses, organisations to actually have a differentiator in the market if you take this really seriously and the well-being of your employees. So pulling these various bits together, many of our findings corroborate with other findings that are out there and the anecdotal evidence. And I just wonder, as I was preparing this, whether we've reached a tipping point with respect to mobile technology-induced stress. If organisations are going to be fit for the future, it means the leaders within those organisations need to recognise the issues of stress and do something about it. So I've got three very quick thoughts. Firstly, set expectations regarding the use of mobile technology. This will not be comfortable for some of you, but it might mean unplugging from emails when you're on holiday and leading by example. Secondly, maybe even being radical. I don't know whether any of you read the story last year of Daimler, the German automotive company. And they took this, it's like a Mission Impossible approach, and they said, you emailed them, and it effectively, you got a bounce back, said this email will self-destruct in 30 seconds. It will not be read, nobody will answer it, nobody will look at it, this will disappear for all, well, probably not for all time, because these things tend to languish in cyberspace somewhere. But no one's going to read it, so email back in a week's time or call the company. And the third thing, I think, is just to remember that technology is a tool. It should never have mastery over us. So in summing up, I just want to quote one respondent who said, "The whole person is vital in a leadership role. Self-awareness and personal resilience are as important as confidence and drive." And perhaps we need a renaissance in terms of how we, as leaders, demonstrate leadership with a balanced approach to technology and with a commitment to the whole person at its core. So some fascinating results. I think, Catherine, I'm looking for, we've issued a press release today. So that's gone out. More information can be found there, but I think that serves as a useful segue into the next discussions.
So that's great. Thanks very much.